Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following NCAAB matches that is happening on Monday, November 6th, 2023. We will be providing our team, total, and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. In the upcoming game between Northern Arizona and Connecticut. Northern Arizona's performance has been inconsistent over the past few seasons under head coach Shane Burker. Although they improved by 3 wins last year, they managed just 5 wins in the conference. The team is relatively young, with no seniors on the current roster. Unfortunately, they've lost their 2 top scorers from an offense that averaged 73.6 points per game in the previous season. The Lumberjacks struggled in field goal percentage, ranking last in the Big Sky at 43.8%, but performed well in 3-point shooting, hitting 36.2% from beyond the arc. They do have their top rebounder, Carson Tout, returning, who averaged 7.8 rebounds per game, with the team averaging 34.2 rebounds per game last season. On defense, they allowed opponents to average 74.4 points per game and shot 47.1% against them last season. Tout is not only their leading rebounder but also their top returning scorer, and they've added 6'10" forward Carson Basham from Pepperdine to the roster. On the other hand, the number 6 Huskies had an impressive run to a national championship with a 17-point victory in the title game. They have a strong track record in season openers under head coach Dan Hurley, boasting a 5-0 record. UConn returns 2 starters and has had a successful recruiting class, ranked as the 4th best by 247sports.com. They were 35th in the nation last year in scoring with 78.6 points per game, shooting 46.4% from the field and 36.3% from 3-point range. Defensively, they ranked 33rd in the nation, allowing just 64.1 points per game and holding opponents to a 39.9% field goal percentage. The Huskies were dominant on the boards, out-rebounding opponents 40.1 to 30.1 on average. While UConn lost some key players from last year's title-winning team, they still have Tristan Newton and Alex Caravan returning as the 3rd and 4th highest scorers from last season, respectively. Donovan Clingan, who was a force in blocking shots, also returns to anchor the paint. UConn has also added top national recruit Stefan Castle, who was named preseason Big East Freshman of the Year. This game marks the first ever meeting between these 2 programs. Despite UConn losing some key players, the spread seems low. The Huskies have a strong roster, and their freshman class is expected to make an immediate impact. Northern Arizona will face the challenge of traveling cross-country for the game, and they'll be up against a hostile crowd as UConn raises their national championship banner. The Lumberjacks struggled against ranked opponents in the past and have lost key players. UConn had a strong ATS record last season, and the Huskies are favored to win. Taking the Huskies with the points is a reasonable choice. In terms of the total points scored in the game, both teams tended to go over in their games last season. Despite losing some top scorers, both teams have depth and the transfer portal to compensate. UConn has a history of high-scoring season openers, and Northern Arizona doesn't need to do much to contribute to the over. Expect both teams to contribute to a high-scoring game, even if they score a few points less than in the previous season. UConn has consistently scored well in season openers, and under their new banner, they are expected to start the season in full stride. Choosing the over for the total points scored in the game seems like a reasonable option,